What's up, YouTube? Welcome back to the channel. So we're back on working on the rear cantilever suspension on the 77 Toyota Celica restoration drift car build. I'll show you a quick little view of what we did on the last video. So today we are going to go ahead and draw out the rear area of the shock tower that we need to notch. We're going to notch that out. We're going to get this thing tack welded in and start to get it permanently fitted to the car. Once we get this done, we can start on the front suspension. We have Techno Toy Tuning T3, front AE86 coilovers with spindles and camber caster plates on there. So go ahead and hit that like button, smash that subscribe, and stick around. Let's get this started. Okay, so kind of crawl in here. Okay, so as you can see, we're going to need to notch these areas here. Like that, and then there's one more back here. Those are the three areas we're going to need to notch. And what we'll do is we'll measure, we'll get this out, we'll clean all this gunk up, and then we'll measure from the top of these planes to the bottom of the plane, and then we'll know how far up we need to come, and then we can draw out those lines, notch them out, and then we can set this thing in actually true and flush. All right, we're gonna start by vacuuming as much of this junk away. Then we're going to get out our barrel sander, and we're going to start stripping all this paint and all this gunk out of here. So we're going to have a nice clean surface to weld to, both sides. So. We're going to clean up our tacks, and we're going to go ahead and tack or weld this all back into place fully across the bottom. We'll start there, and then start to get these cleaned up and welded. This side, the tack's popped, so we're gonna have to clamp that back down and re-tack that side. So. All right, there's one. I think I'll probably flip this around real quick. Okay, I got all of them on both sides welded up. So this thing is a single piece now. So now we're gonna notch that side that we were talking about, and then we'll draw it out, and then we'll notch it out, and then this thing can go in. Okay, we want to measure where the slope starts, and make sure my mic is on. Yeah, okay. So it starts at about 3 3/4, and the top peak of the slope is at, I would say, about 4 inches before it starts to flatten out up here. So, and it's about a, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna mark 2 marks, which I've already done on this one. So we got 3 3/4 and 4 inch. I measured already. This side's gonna be the same. So we'll mark that out, and then over, we figure out the, if we figure out the height here, then we know how much of a slope from 3 3/4 to 4 inch this will have. Okay, and the end from here to the bottom part of this slope is at 6 inches. So we're gonna make a mark at 6 inches and then a mark at 5 3/4, which will give us the distance that we're gonna need to grind out on both sides. And then, like I said, we'll figure out that slope next. For our center line, for our center hump, it's gonna be from this edge, 8 3/8 where the slope starts to 8 3/4 where the slope ends on both sides. So we'll mark that out. All right, we have all our marks lined up. Now we're gonna measure the overall height of these humps. Pretty much looks like the humps are the exact same height. So we're gonna measure from the lowest point to the highest point, and that'll give us what we need. There we go. I found a small one. I want attached to right here. That'll make my life much easier. And I'll take this off. Okay. We got, from what I'm seeing, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7/16 on that end, and about 7/16. Yep. So 7/16 is our overall lift. Okay, so now we know we need to go up 7/16 of an inch from here to this line, from here to this line, and then straight across. Same thing here. So we'll draw that out real quick. All right, so that is where our notches need to be made. Probably start with a grinder and then hack these off, and then use the Dremel to kind of round, because the car, it's kind of rounded. So, but we'll go ahead and grab the grinder, we'll grind this off real quick, and then we'll go on from there. is our notches. Let's see how this thing fits. That's beautiful. Okay. Let's see where we're at. So far, so good. Oh yeah, those notches are gonna be perfect. All right, we just gotta finish tapping this thing down and show you guys the notches so far. Perfectly notched over. So we just got to finish tapping it down into its place. All right, we are about to make this a permanent structure in the vehicle. Kind of exciting. Nope. Let's turn our gas on. Yeah, I'm gonna need some more lead on our welder real quick. All right, you guys. So we got this thing tacked in. Good tacks. I ran out of gas for my welder, so this one I had to kind of clean up a little bit. I'll dress that one up a little bit more. Of course, this is all gonna get painted, so I'm not super concerned. But I got a new gas tank right there in that big box. So, but yeah, we got it tacked into place. On both sides, it is solid. Again, we're gonna make some plates, so now we'll be able to go in here, drop some plates on CAD, and then we'll cut them out with the plasma cutter. But for this episode, you guys, we got this thing installed. That means we can start designing the push rods. We're probably gonna end up doing the A86 front clip, all the A86 suspension parts, steering rack, all that first, so we can set the front ride height. Once we set the front ride height, then we can set our rear ride height. I got some new bump stops that we need to install, but we can set the rear ride height to be within that 4-inch travel, because again, this design of cantilever, we did a basically 1.5 to 1. So it is a 6-inch stroke on the suspension for a 4-inch stroke on the shock. So we'll set it to where we're 2/3. We want more compression than we do rebound. So we'll have 2/3 compression, 1/3 rebound. But we'll get it sitting to where we want this car to sit. Granted, we don't have an engine yet. We're still likely going with a 1UZ, but we're still kind of up in the air. And then we definitely are going to go with an R154 transmission. Those are a little pricey, so we're saving up for that as well. But that's it for this episode. Again, super excited about that. Thanks for watching, you guys. Until next time.